It looks like Manny's 10 years old.
10 years old and
That's
already
awesome.
trading options, learning the art, and he actually has a very good question, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like Manny's asking us, why does everyone say options are risky? So, first of all, shout out to you, Manny, for being interested in this topic. A lot of kids, a lot of folks. I'm not going to say kids. A lot of people your age are not, even tuned. A lot of people my age aren't even tuned into these things. So, I think you're off to an amazing start. So, why are options considered risky? Why do people talk about them being risky? I think that a lot of people have gotten burned, Manny, because options can really create something called leverage, right? Um, Take, for example, this. Let's pull up a symbol like Ford. So Ford is trading at now. Let's take an example of something that's even more expensive. Let's take something like a GE, General Electric. So General Electric is trading around $90, $92.10 as we speak. And so a lot of folks would say, okay, I could buy some shares of GE at $92. And if it went up $10, then I'd make something like a little over 10%. Great. And so then they get excited because then they learn about options. So let's take a look at the options, Manny. If I was to get an option, say an option that expires in June, and I want an option that acts like the stock, so I'd go pretty deep in the money. Probably find something like maybe, uh, I think maybe this option right here, this option, the $70 call. So the $70 call, Manny, is only $20, $22. It's about $22. So $90 for the stock or $22 for the option. And what's neat about this $22 option is that when the underlying stock goes up $1, so will the option. So I can spend $92, and if I get a gain of $10, I'd make 10%, or I could spend $22 and I'd get a gain of $10, and that would be like a 33% ROI. So that's called leverage. And that's really fantastic because people who know how to use leverage, they can take an ordinary move in a stock and multiply it by using an option. But where people forget is that the same thing works with losses. And so, for instance, say somebody can afford 100 shares of that stock. And they say, okay, I'm going to spend $9,000. These stocks cost $90 a share. I'm going to spend $9,000. And if that stock pulls away from me, I might lose $500. And I'm fully prepared to lose that $500. The problem is when people start using this option leverage, they say, well, I have that $9,000. So because these things cost $22 instead of $90, in our case, let's just assume it's $20. I could buy a whole bunch more than just 100. I could buy 450 shares instead of the 100 shares of the stock. And think about it. I could make so much more money because when that goes up and I make 33% on my money, I'll make it on 450 shares instead of just 100 shares. Problem is sometimes the stocks don't go your way. So now the person who bought 450 shares, when the stock goes against them and the option really goes against them, they wind up not just losing a little bit. They'll In one trade, they could lose a good portion of their portfolio, like half. So it's the understanding around leverage and the understanding around risk, right? It's so easy to get so enticed by the possibilities of the reward, and you get turned on to options, and you say to yourself, oh my gosh, I can get the same, or more reward with a smaller amount of investment. But there's also a downside, and a lot of folks don't pay attention to the downside, and so when the stock goes against them and the option goes against them, they get wiped out because they just haven't been paying attention to risk.